D, I don't know why you always try to talk shit when the camera's not rolling. Like,
hey man, hey, it's because I got a certain attitude that I have to have on camera. So
shut your ass up. All right. All right. Anyways, Lonnie, you ready? Got you. Lonnie, could you lean back, but in the middle of your camera? It just I just don't like the extra space. Just there you go. There you go. That works, man. I appreciate it.
Rule of thirds, Rudy. You should know that.
That's not a shirt. I'm gonna go put on a shirt, like a real.
Okay.
I don't know. It might get us some more viewers if.
No, you can put on the shirt. Go ahead. It's fine. All right, here we go, man. All right, welcome to another episode of the Dumbass Film Students podcast, where we young filmmakers and those alike who come together, talk shit about people's films who are doing much better than us. And we give our pretty much, our irrelevant opinions that Hollywood doesn't care about. And so, we come on YouTube and talk about it amongst our friends. My name is Rudy Wilson. I'm here always with the homies. My brother from a completely different mother, Mr. Lonnie Cox, was popping.
What's up? Good to be here.
Beard gang. Are you a Cowboys fan or you just got that on?
Yeah, no, I'm a Cowboys fan.
That is disgusting. How dare you? We can't be friends anymore, Lonnie.
Let me guess, you're a fucking Eagles fan.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I can smell it on you. No wonder
you're on you, Lonnie.
That's where it starts.
Oh, my God.
All right, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Just cool down for a second. All right.
You got Sharp in that
sorry.
comparison, please?
By default, you're Skip. I apologize.
Yeah, perfect. How come, Rudy? Why?
You're white.
Oh.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's pretty.
I just wanted you to have to say it out loud.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. And of course we got D.A. Daryl Henry, or Daryl D.A. Henry rather. Middle name goes in the middle. I mean, nickname, excuse me. What's popping, bro? Star Wars on deck.
Yep, always. I just want Lonnie to know that Cowboys suck, and I hope everyone else is having a good day besides Lonnie.
Sure. How many Super Bowls do you guys have?
How many have you guys won in the past decade? Oh.
Well, how many have you won forever? I think it's 5, and then you guys won because of Nick Foles.
Lonnie,
so.
We've won one most recently.
All right.
You guys had Tony Romo.
Okay, guys.
What were you guys?
So by the way, Lonnie, you and DA also have something that you can beef about later, because you guys' facial hair is completely the opposite. Like, while you have a completely full one, DA is a grown man and he's still patchy, which is unfortunately. He's a grown married man at that, and still doesn't have facial hair. He's sad.
That's because I'm married.
Instead of losing your hairline, you recede in his facial hair. All right. Anyways, we always bring a special guest on. Got the homie on, actor, writer, vlogger, late night phone calls, commercial making, working with on Issa Rae's network, I guess is what it's called, a production. All of the above. From born and raised in the county of Dade, but currently in Los Angeles, California.
Come on.
Meggie Cherilus.
Oh my God! Hi everyone. Thank you for having me. I had such a busy schedule, but I'm glad I could fit you guys in.
Jesus.
To a little podcast.
Was that a curtain opening? Was that?
That was the.
Gotcha.
Those were the spirit fingers off of.
Bring it on. All right. Exactly. That's pretty creative. Gotcha. Well, appreciate you coming, man. Appreciate you pulling up on us. We here to talk our shit. So we know that I know, rather, I should say, that you are in the film industry in many different ways. So along with telling us about your background in film and how you got into it, just give us a quick little breakdown of who you are, where you're from, what brought you to LA, all that type of jazz.
Okay, well, you did a great introduction, so I'm just going to go ahead and piggyback off what you said. Originally from Miami, Florida. I've been in LA for 3 years now, 3.5. I've been an actress my entire life, growing up in the church, in the school productions, and then I went off to do whatever. I've been acting for a very long time. A very large part of my life has been on the stage. Moved out to LA 3 years ago, and I just started pursuing the acting career full on. I created my own web series called Spa that can be found on YouTube. It's basically the exaggerated truth behind massage therapy, and that's I have over 577,000 views for one of these episodes, so I'm like fucking famous somewhere. But yeah, that's me. I've worked with Issa Rae. I've worked with a list of people. You can go on my website, www.MeggieCherilus.com, and see all the work that I've done within the past 5 years. It's all uploaded there for your viewing pleasure.
So I don't remember if you said it or not, but so I'm gonna just ask: Did you mention what brought you from Miami to LA?
Oh no, I didn't mention that. But what brought me from Miami to LA? I originally was gonna move out to Atlanta to do the whole Black Hollywood thing. Right. I was gonna buy property, be a real adult and shit. But I randomly applied for a acting scholarship at the Beverly Hills Playhouse in Los Angeles, and I got it. And I was like, oh, wow. Jesus.
And explain what the Beverly Hills Playhouse is.
Oh, the Beverly Hills Playhouse is a acting school for intermediate, advanced, and introductory level actors, where they break down scene studies, acting coaches, your typical actors playhouse. Many, many, many celebrities went there. I don't remember all of them. I don't care.
Gotcha.
But I went there. I went there for like 6 months. The scholarship for those 3 months. I stayed for an additional 3. Actually, I stayed for a year. Let's say a solid year I was with VHP. And gotcha. It was cool,
Dope. And you just been rocking it out ever since.
Been rocking ever since.
How did you land the working with Issa Rae? Like, how did you land that?
Someone I know. A writer. He's a writer, one of my good friends. He was my roommate, but now we don't live together anymore. But he's a screenwriter for OWN. And, when Black writers know Black writers.
For sure.
He got the opportunity to write the Scrooges sketch, which was a holiday production from Issa Rae's production team. And he wrote it, the sketch. Issa Rae approved it. We shot it. I was the lead. You can see that on YouTube too. It's called Scrooges, Ain't Shit Gift for Ain't Shit People. Scrooges.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Scrooges, Ain't Shit Gift for Ain't Shit People.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I'm gonna check that out. I didn't know that it was on YouTube to view, that whatever you had done. I thought it was maybe on whatever network or whatever. So that's dope. All right.
Hopefully it could be on a commercial on Insecure or some shit. Give me some royalties.
Right.
Y'all know internet shit don't pay, right?
Right. It's like, Issa, don't forget we got this shit out here now. Put it on put it in the roll. A little B-roll or something.
Right. That's all I'm asking for. I want them text messages. Oh, Maggie, we see you on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, bitch, that was me. Yeah.
Nah, dope. No, so what's your I know you say you've been like acting all your life or whatever. So like when it comes down to, I guess, like the ultimate, or do you have an ultimate goal? And if so, like what is that in reference to your career?
Originally, when I was acting, when I was younger, Gabrielle Union was a pivotal point in my acting career. Like when I have straight hair, people are like, oh my God, you look like Gabrielle Union. So for like a long time, it was Gabrielle Union was the goal. And then you come out to Hollywood and you realize that you are not Gabrielle Union's type. So that changes things. So as far as like, people I aspire to be, the funny comics, the funny Black women, the Regina Halls, the Regina Kings.
Gotcha.
Regina's not funny, but Issa Rae is one. Niecy Nash is one.
Right.
Wait,
big Black woman that are funny.
You said
What?
Regina Hall's not funny?
Regina King. Which one is? I get
Regina King is the one that's not. Regina Hall is the funnier one.
Okay, Regina Hall. Okay.
Regina King did Boondocks though.
Yeah, she did Boondocks.
No, but she's just saying like because
Just
more of her like live action roles.
Right.
She's done more like either playing the sister or playing like somebody more serious or whatever. Regina Hall a lot of times is a comedic relief as the female.
Sure, I mean she was in Scary Movie and those.
Right, exactly. So she's it's not to discredit whatever humor Regina King has, but I get it.
Yeah.
Another one you don't see her much, but another one that was funny. Is her name? Tamala Jones. She was in like The Brothers. She was D.L. Hughley's wife in The Brothers.
Okay, yeah.
And she was also in Two Can Play That Game. She was one of the homegirls with she had dated I think the light skinned dude that cheated or whatever. Yeah, she was another like comedic pretty face, I guess, if you will.
That's what I'm trying to be, the comedic pretty face. Best
friend. Right.
Coffee.
Whatever. I do have a question, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Would you prefer to do? I don't know if this was asked. Would you prefer to do TV or movies?
Both.
Like
both.
If you had to choose.
If I had to choose, probably TV for the longevity or the hope for longevity.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
I mean, it's safer, I guess.
It's more money. So
yeah.
It is more money. I think one thing that's sorry to cut off your answer, but I think one thing that's dope about TV as well is it's easier for fans to get attached to that character and remember you as opposed to like in a movie. For one, people have to more than likely go see it. For one, you know what I'm saying. So that's already one effort, and then like your character has to stick out in this one production as opposed to people like the Urkels or whatever who just popped in one episode and then they was like, whoa, they love this motherfucker. Let's keep this going. You know what I'm saying? So I think TV is dope for that. Even if you kind of get called Carlton from Fresh Prince for the rest of your life, nonetheless.
I think that can kind of work against you. I would say it's easier for a person that does movies to do TV than it is for a person that does TV to do a movie.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't.
It's always typecasted because, like, for example, Urkel. Every time you see Urkel, you're gonna think Urkel. You're not gonna think of what's his real name.
Or Jennifer Aniston is really the one that comes to mind for me. It's like she does movies, but nobody ever thinks of her movie career in. But
that goes off of just say her draw or whatever. Because like for me, I didn't watch Friends like that. I know she was in Friends and whatever else, but like so when I see her in movies. I see her in movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see her as whoever from whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because so what I'm saying is, like, it's going to always be a give and take. Because even, like, in a movie, like, you know, Ezell. Like, this dude is known as the crackhead Ezell for his whole life. You know what I'm saying? He's never been anything else but Ezell. No matter what you see him in, he's Ezell. So, like, you know, did he want to get stuck as Ezell? I don't know. But it happens even in movies. But I think that, to me, if you're going to going back to your point of longevity, what I was saying, I think that you can ride a wave in TV longer than if you get stuck in a movie as something and then trying to go to another movie as something else, as opposed to being in one TV show, even like being in a kid TV show and then transition to an adult. I still think that's an easier transition, in my opinion.
I agree with you because to the same effect, like it's you're working more on TV. You're on set longer. You have more days. Like, you know, a movie can be shot in like 6 weeks, whereas TV show, it's going to be shot in like 2, but it's going to be 2 weeks every month, you know, or whatever the film schedule is like. But yeah, TV all the way.
I think to like kind of just give my opinion. I think it depends on what age you're doing both, because if you think about it, Urkel, he did his when he was younger, and he did it pretty much all the way up until his adulthood. So it was stuck. It was stuck. He couldn't get out of that. Mm-hmm. If you also think about it from the movie perspective, Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, I believe his name is. He did Harry Potter from a kid all the way up until his adulthood, and he has not been able to do pretty much anything. He's done other stuff, but at least when I see him, I'm like, That's fucking
Daniel Radcliffe doesn't do movies because he doesn't want to. He only does the movies he wants to do now. So that's why he's in like super weird art house films, because he's made enough money that he doesn't have to take any roles he doesn't want.
I mean, yeah, but are you not going to see him as Harry Potter every time you see him?
I mean, have you seen the movies that he's done?
Yes. And
He did one where he was like a neo-Nazi. He did another one where he was like, it's called the Swiss Army Man. He's an actually really talented actor.
I'm not denying his. Well, when he was a kid, I think he was trash. But but when he became an adult and actually, I took some what I can only assume some acting lessons. He became great. He was a great actor as when he did the last.
He also does a lot of theater. He does a lot of stage plays. He was in this play called Equus where he's like naked on stage and like a horse. So he does like real serious shit.
Yeah, no one's taking that away from him.
First of all, I mean, if you grow up as playing Harry Potter your whole life, like you're gonna find some other shit to get into. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's already a weird world that you have to take on to live out, you know what I'm saying, on screen. So
all right, well, I got another one for you then. What's his name? The kid from Home Alone.
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
What about him?
Got him.
He wasn't really in anything else because he was that innocent little kid from Home Alone.
I mean, he did several movies as a child. He did several big movies as a child, but
as he got older though.
No, as
he
a
retired.
child.
I know. I'm saying.
But the point that I'm making, I don't know what you're getting at, DA. But the point that I'm making is that even if you get stuck as Urkel, as Macaulay Culkin's characters, as whoever, like when they hit the way that they are, like you're gonna live off those checks for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is, to me, I think it's easier to be that to find that hit character on a TV show than it is in a movie, is what I'm saying. Because on a TV show, you have more episodes. It's just more time to strike that, that fire, as opposed to in a movie, like you got that one shot. If it didn't happen in that movie, you got to go to something totally different. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
Meggie,
anyway.
Where in Miami are you from?
Miami Gardens.
Okay.
You from Miami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Dade County.
Yeah, that's where I met Lonnie with the year I was in Miami. We doing comedy together and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then DA's out in LA.
How about those Dolphins?
How about the Hurricanes?
I don't
know anything about sports. Sorry.
I've only been paying attention to the Lakers, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm a LeBron fan.
Did you win last night?
Yeah.
Back to these movies. Woo!
Everybody threw out their sports. I had to just plug mine in real quick. So going back real quick, you said that Gabrielle Union was the ultimate goal. What I was going to ask about that was there a particular movie?
Oh my God.
Or whatever a role?
You remember when those black movies came out in the early 2000s?
Mm-hmm.
Two Can Play That Game, Brothers,
The Wood, Best Man. Right.
Gabrielle Union was in a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
she was usually the fine ass antagonist of some sort.
Right. So growing up, I mean, I'm sorry, between that's what molded me into this bad bitch that I am today. You feel me?
Gotcha. Okay.
Like that's all Gabby. And
so did you have a favorite out of any of them? Like whichever role?
I loved her Power Pony. She was really good in that one. Deliver Us from Eva.
Deliver Us from Eva. I was about to say, Deliver Us from Eva was one of her strongest roles. Like,
I know the monologue in the intro. Bring it on.
Bring
it
on.
A mean black girl, and I was like, oh my God, I would love to be a mean black girl. So.
No, that's right. I think Bring It On was maybe like the first movie I had ever seen her in. I think, to my knowledge.
I think that might be her first movie.
Yeah,
probably it might be.
Bring It On. She couldn't have.
I'm sure early 20s. I'm sure.
2000.
Yeah, early 20s. I'm sure. All right, cool, man. Well, yeah, man, we appreciate you pulling up on us. We're gonna get into these movies. I get into our little critiques. Feel free to be as argumentative as you would like, because we are here for all of the smoke. I want to start by saying shout out to all the filmmakers and everybody who participated in making these films. You know, congratulations on getting it done. You got it to the big screen, and that's all that matters. Do not take our critiques to heart. It's
Please
just
do.
our opinions.
Please do. One of them, they have to take it to heart.
Well, I'm gonna start off by saying this. No matter what I vote today, I'm gonna say that this was probably the worst week of movies we've had. Like, I wasn't very interested in any of them. I'm not gonna say I disliked all of them. All I'm saying is as I was watching, there's usually always one out of the three that I'm just like, okay, yeah, I really enjoyed this. That never happened. Never happened. not one time on any of these movies.
Hey.
Once again, and so I of course I turned on my filmmaker hat and I was watching things for what it's worth, so I could give critiques, whatever. But just from an enjoyment standpoint, if I could have done without all three of these movies, is what I'm saying. So anyways, let's start with First They Killed My Father. Now,
Yeah.
I want to say something before I ask for y'all thumbs. I already know how Meggie feels about this because she texted me and she said, I watched half of Cuz the Sons of My Daddy. Cuz the Sons of My Daddy. That is not the name of this film, ma'am, at all. When she said something about falling asleep, whatever. When I read that she named the name of this movie "Cuz the Sons of My Daddy," I was like, she clearly doesn't like this movie because she doesn't even know the name of this thing. "Cuz the Sons of My Daddy." Man, that was hilarious. Anyways, director Angelina Jolie. As far as the cast, I decided not to choose any of their names because I didn't want to butcher any of them because they have very, very strong cultural names. I didn't know how to pronounce it. So anyways, count of three, we'll give our quick thumbs up and thumbs down. This is simply to say if you enjoyed this movie, or you're on the side of liking it or the side of completely dislike, and then we'll get into the why and why not. Okay? All right, here we go. On the count of three. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, three against one. Figure this much. But Megan, I'll let you start. And I just want to be clear before anybody gets started. I did give a thumbs up, but that's because we have to choose a side, and so I wouldn't necessarily give this a thumbs down. But but go ahead, Megan.
This movie, Because They Killed My Daddy, it was very long. I'm a simple girl. I'm a simple girl.
Right.
So when it comes to long movies, like an hour 30 plus,
Right.
foreign films, subtitles, It's hard for me. I'm sorry. I'm
Makes
simple.
sense.
It was well executed. It was clearly a very high budget production, but it was a sad movie about Cambodian slaves, people getting kicked out of their homes during the Vietnam War. It's sad shit. I don't like sad movies. It was just a very sad movie. Very sad, long movie. And they didn't kill the daddy until an hour into the movie.
I would definitely agree with that. I will, because that was, if anything, that would be my biggest problem, is that we didn't see the father die until like an hour in. But I do have this to say. I feel like although they killed him, he was killed in the beginning, if you want to say physically, or not physically, like mentally or emotionally, because he had to
strip away his.
Yeah, he had to leave everything he had behind. So if you think about it like that way, they killed her father way when they came in and took that school city.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I should have probably read like the synopsis or the log line going into this because like I really thought this was gonna turn into like a Mulan or something. Like they was gonna kill her father, and then she was gonna because especially when I seen her go to like the little training camp with the army, I'm like, oh, this bitch finna grow up and start killing niggas. Like I'm like she about to get revenge on all these motherfuckers single handedly. Like that's where I thought this was going. So I didn't realize that this wasn't that type of movie. I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't realize.
Angelina Jolie's sad ass movie. That's what it was. It was just a sad ass. It wasn't like emotionally provoking. It was just, oh, this is what they did to us in Cambodia during Vietnam.
And I do agree with that. I know, Lonnie, I know you about to go, but I agree with that 100%. To me, I don't think that it was ever. It was never like cinematically like emotionally provoking. Like it literally just almost looked like we were watching a scripted documentary. Like this is literally play for play what happened. And I got that and appreciated it, but it never felt like a movie. Like there was never a character arc. There was never a, you know what I'm saying? Like outside of you kind of just like seeing them learning how to cook chicken and snakes or whatever, but there was, like, I didn't see that little girl, like, start one way, and then because her father was killed, and hence the title, she became something different. Like, I didn't see that.
So, wait, so
maybe you can help.
You saying the moment where she was all alone, all this explosion, all that fire, and she's, like, looking for her sister, that wasn't provoking? That wasn't emotional? The whole...
I'm saying, I mean... I think it was, but to answer that first question, hold on. I think that's a sad situation, but it wasn't necessarily.
It didn't make me cry.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily. It wasn't like it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like.
I cried for everything. Okay, and I didn't
cry.
All right,
what about the moment where we knew the dad was about to go die? I
was already, by the time he died, I was already disinterested about him even going to die. Like he should have died a long time ago.
And then honestly, we only have to allude that he died because you did
not have to assume. You knew it just based on
it, but we didn't see it. Okay, she had a vision.
We look at the movie. Look at how they presented the movie. The movie is through this little girl's eyes. And I think they did a beautiful job of keeping us in her place the whole entire time. So
I agree.
The fact that we didn't see her father die is beautiful because she knew it. She knew it. The whole family knew it. He knew it. But we didn't see it.
We don't see the mother die either.
Right, but this what I'm saying though. But as an audience member,
No.
When I'm watching something that is titled first, they killed my father.
I would expect.
I was more sad about the sister getting sick and dying,
right?
Than I gave a fuck by the time the father. Like I felt more bad for the father when he was alive and him having to be humble, like you said, getting kicked out the house, whatever. You know, like I felt more for him just as a man, your family, whatever. By the time it was his time to live up to the title of the movie, I ain't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already interested in this girl, because this girl was struggling with her father there or not. Like, whether her siblings were around, like, it was always different levels. Like, sometimes she was by herself. Sometimes she'll find this amount of brothers, sisters, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And there was different things going on, and I get the torment of this happening in real life. I'm not negating that. I think this movie was shot beautifully. I think they put them in some very realistic situations. The water moccasins going through the water, like all of that stuff I thought was fantastic.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I think because I didn't read the synopsis going in, my expectation was that the father was going to get killed first.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Do you guys know about this at all, or is this your introduction to the Khmer Rouge and Cambodia and Pol Pot and stuff like that?
I know about it, but I didn't know details.
You guys have probably heard of Pol Pot before, right?
I know about America being a bully. That's what I know.
Right. That's what I know.
Sure. But did you know that like this is like one of the biggest genocides of our time in recent history? 2 million people were killed.
I can believe it.
They killed, like, if you wore glasses, they killed you because they thought you were an intellectual. They killed teachers, professors,
Right.
everyone in the everyone in the film industry was murdered. So that's actually one of the reasons that they made this movie and gave it to Cambodian people, was so that they were able to like regenerate and pump some life back into the Cambodian film industry. Angelina Jolie, I don't know if you guys know, but her son is from Cambodia.
Yeah.
And he's an executive producer on this film. Maddox is his name. And she's actually made a lot of movies. One of her first, I don't know if it was one of her first, but one of her movies was about a woman who is in charge of, she runs this like foundation, and she's trying to remove landmines. So I don't know if you guys know this, but landmines are still a big thing in Cambodia, which is why that scene was so important, where they're like leaving all those landmines. Like still to this day, 40, 50 years later, kids are losing limbs and people are dying from landmines that were basically planted and forgotten. So, you know, this movie, it has its like...
Martin, before you go any further, speaking of the landmines, that moment when she was standing in that field, did y'all feel like she stepped on one?
No, because she knew where they were because she planted them.
I thought she stepped on one because she looked at the ground.
What she was dealing with was the emotional repercussions of the fact that everyone was trying to flee, and she herself had kind of killed them.
Yeah.
In my mind. So that was like that was probably the most powerful part of the movie for me, especially when she's like trying to walk very slowly, and they have the shot of them on top. And the girl runs right by her and blows up right next to her.
Right next to her.
Yeah, that part was intense. You actually, when we watched that shitty movie, The Five Bloods, that they talk about that. Remember, there's a scene where the guy steps on an old landmine. So that's a big thing. It's, you know, this movie, I don't know. Rudy, I guess it was, that said that this was more like a scripted documentary. And I would agree with that. That's, you know, if you read about the Cambodian genocide, this movie is basically shot for shot a description of what happened. It's, you know, the people in the city were forcibly relocated to the woods, and then they were forced to like farm and all this stuff, which was really another powerful scene, was where they're like moving all these vegetables and putting all this stuff on trucks, and then they're getting fed like water with like sand in the bottom of it.
I was like, if I could not have done it, I would have been like, where the fuck is this eggplant going? Because you said this was a community. What happened to the community?
The family, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's exactly the point of the movie, is kind of, you know.
Right.
Really upset.
And go ahead.
No, I just want to say that this movie was like a Holocaust movie. You know, this movie is not supposed to be an action movie. It's not supposed to be like, you know, I know quite a bit about this event. So, you know, when I was watching it, the first hour before the father died, I was like very tense, waiting for him to just get like pulled off of a truck and taken to the side of the road and shot in the head.
I agree. Totally agree.
But
I was waiting on it.
Rudy, I think the reason they did that was to build tension and really like get deep inside the characters. I think that was a choice. You know, when she says, first they killed my father, even though that the sister died, it was more powerful. This is a true story, right? That girl is a real person who wrote and helped this movie. You know, this is her telling of the story. So I thought that the way that they did that showing the father getting killed through a vision, little girl has no idea what happened to her father. She just knows she never saw him again. And she even focuses on the axe, the little hatchet that he has in his belt. And then her vision is him getting hit with the hatchet. She doesn't know. You know, she knows that her mom, and she never saw her mom and little sister again, but she doesn't know exactly what happened. So I thought it was a very powerful film. You know, I wouldn't give it a 5 stars or anything like that. I'd give it a 7, you know, but.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The story hung in some places. It wasn't like super fast paced. It reminded me of that movie, Beasts of No Nation. Did you guys ever see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Beasts of No Nation was done a little bit better. The acting was a little bit better. It was a little bit more interesting, a little bit more like varied, I would say. A little bit more like color and it was shot much better also. But
I just feel like for a movie, like this just didn't take me there for it to be a movie. Like, and
Sure.
even with me, because I realized that she wasn't going to turn to Mulan before the movie ended. But even once I realized what it was about, like when it was over with, like I literally just felt like I was just showed what happened as opposed to watching a movie of what happened. You know what I'm saying? And so like,
right.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I think that's the point of the movie.
Right.
We talk about on this podcast a lot that we enjoy movies that feel like access, right? That you like
pull the curtain back, correct?
Pull the curtain back, and you get to see into another person's world. And like, not only are we seeing the story of the Khmer Rouge and the Cambodian genocide, but we're seeing it through the eyes of a 7-year-old girl, which was I thought very well done. They kept that perspective the whole time. They never got out of it, which was great. That's hard to do,
For sure.
I think that was the most beautiful thing about the movie, is the fact that they were able to keep us in her perspective. Because at the beginning, when they were leaving, all this suspension and fear, at least for me, I was like, oh my God, what's about to happen? Somebody about to die. The dad about to die.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the funniest moments for me was when she actually arrived at their uncle's house, and she was like, "They're poor." I was like, damn, just a little thing in a life of luxury and calling them poor. And she don't, the innocence of her mind, she doesn't know what's going on.
Sure. I have to understand that, like, in countries like that back then, like, you had some people that were living the equivalent of like what Americans were living like, with cars and television and music and nightclubs and drugs and rock and roll and stuff like that. But you also had people who were like living basically in the Stone Age, like with no plumbing, no electricity, farming all the time, like living amongst like in nature, basically, like almost like Native Americans or in their tribes. Right. And you had this like disparity between the two, and that's why these people were able to like take over and kill. Those people were the farmers that took over. The Khmer Rouge were the like people of the land that like took the country back.
I was just gonna say,
but yeah, I mean, this movie. The fact that we're all talking about it, I think, is a good thing. It educated us all in the thing that maybe we didn't know about.
Absolutely.
I do have a question. Go ahead, Ron.
Well, hold on. I was just gonna say, the one thing I would give this movie credit for, I thought it was very realistic. You know what I'm saying? I thought the way that it was shot, the way that everything was played out, like it wasn't for 1 second that anybody had a gun or a bomb went off or whatever, and I ever felt like, oh no, that's fake, or they acting like everything it literally felt like when they were standing in the water, like I said, and the snake was whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt that. Like I really felt like, whatever. So I'm not like shitting on this movie in the sense of like it's, cinematography or, even what it represented or the education that it provided. I just think that it was a scripted documentary, and I think that if it was more of a documentary, I probably would have appreciated it more, because I would have just taken the information as opposed to expecting a movie. You know what I'm saying?
If you guys are interested in this movie, there's another movie that came out in the 80s. It was called The Killing Fields, and it won like so many Academy Awards. It was like really, it really like took the country by storm when it came out. I believe like James Woods is in it, or all I know is that one of the guys that's in the movie was actually in the genocide. The actor was a person that escaped from Cambodia and was in the genocide. It's a very like powerful, hard to watch movie. But the last thing I want to say about this movie is when have you ever seen the Vietnamese be the good guys?
Right.
The Vietnamese in this movie were the saviors. They were the ones that were coming in to like save these people, which is another interesting thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Vietnamese, they fought the French, the Americans, the Chinese, and the Cambodians all in about a 20-year span, and beat all of them. So just a little tidbit.
I just want to know about this scene. your guys' opinion about this scene. I don't know if you guys remember this scene. They had captured one of the soldiers, and then she had a little flashback to her father and whatnot. How did you guys feel about that scene?
I actually thought it was her. It could have been her father. I thought it would have been a nice reunion. You know, wishful thinking, but you know, she realized that it wasn't her father, and I don't know. I don't know how that scene made me feel, honestly.
I think that scene was symbolic more in nature, and it was really more about the Civil War, and it's about what happens when a country is fighting against itself.
Right.
And she's able to see her own father being represented in her countryman, who was also her enemy. And I also think when they say first they killed my father, that father might be more symbolic as well as being, you know, the father represents the country and the lifestyle and all that stuff. That they killed that. And then here we are, we have it again in the face of this enemy soldier who, you know, murdered my whole family and starved everybody to death. And, you know.
What about you, Rudy?
I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to say it's be funny. I never thought about this scene until you just asked just now, honestly. I mean, I remember it. I remember seeing it. I just kind of watched it and seeing the, you know, I thought, I honestly, when I watched this scene, I was really probably more or less crediting the editing of just the back and forth between, you know, that guy and her father. You know, you know, I don't know. I mean, I didn't, this movie didn't have me there the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So I took the greatness for what it was worth. I thought it had some very powerful shots and scenes, and, you know, showing her perspective even during the shootout, you know, and they were hiding behind the dude that was shooting, and, you know, just a lot of stuff. But this particular scene was not one of my most memorable ones.
Yeah, I feel like this scene was actually, because earlier you mentioned she didn't have a character arc. And I felt like this scene was that moment, because she was holding in this bitterness, this hatred towards them. And the fact that she was able to understand that, to me, the fact that she was able to understand that, you know, it's not I guess, their fault. It's more or less the situation that they're in. And when she saw her father in this dude, she didn't think her father was a bad guy or anything. She thought her father was just doing his job as a soldier. At least that's what I took away from it. And then she was able to, I guess, in essence, forgive him for what they did.
I didn't get that, but that's.
I'm just giving my.
No. I mean, no, I feel it. I'm all for it.
Go
ahead.
One thing I want to say about, I guess, realism. The mine scene where her and her brothers and sister were running through the minefield, and then she lost her brother and sister, and then magically they reunited. I just didn't feel that was realistic. That
happens in real life.
I never ran through a minefield, but you know.
No, I mean, this is a true story. This isn't.
No, I know. Like, I'm not taking away from her life, but you know, just as, you know, realism.
But to be fair, and I'm not pinning this on the mine scene, but to be fair, and DA, you know this, everything that is based off of a true story is definitely not step for step.
Oh, of course.
Like, there's always some embellishment to the story. Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened in the mine scene. Not saying that. I'm just saying it as a general rule of thumb. Some stuff can be, you know.
Yeah.
To me, it didn't seem like out of the realm of possibility where, you know, you get separated, we're all headed in one direction, and then at the next place that we all meet up, there everybody is.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Watch, but you know, I just didn't feel it didn't resonate as, you know, realistic to me, just as a viewer.
The saddest
moment, like those embellishments, you know, based on a true story.
To me, the part that was more like that didn't feel real would be the part where they meet their older brothers and sisters. That part was like, that seemed so like
beautiful. I thought that's what you were talking about this whole time. I thought you were talking about the older brother and sister. So you weren't talking about the older brother. You were talking about the younger ones? About
when they came out of the minefield.
She got separated.
Right. But all right. Okay.
I'm
I was
talking
thinking,
about the both parts. Actually, you know,
Yeah.
it's Cambodia during a war. It's like, are you really gonna reunite with all your siblings that
Right.
that are alive?
I thought that ending was very beautiful because we had this movie was, like you said, this movie was it's depressing. It was so sad, and the fact that she had this small little bit of hope in life.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh.
But that's the only part that felt like a movie. Like everything else felt like it was just a depiction of something real. And then they was like, well, we can't have this end that fucked up, so let's just bring everybody back together. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I got from that too. It was beautiful. I'm not denying it's you know, artistic deliverance, but it's just, you know, hey, it didn't.
I feel like the saddest moment in this movie had to be when after they came out of landmines, they were chilling they made some new friends, the new comrades, and then the enemy came and the little boy died right in front of her. I think that was, at least to me, that was the saddest moment.
Sad movie.
You wanted to cry with this movie so bad. All right. Anyways, anything else for First They Killed My Father, or what you call it, Meggie? Cuz my daddy. The disrespect.
I didn't watch it. I started watching it and then I stopped and then I went back to it. That's why I called it something about
she thought this was daddy daycare. She didn't know what this was he watching. All right, moving right along to The Town. And first of all, who chose First They Killed My Father? That was the DHO. Okay, because I know you had asked me. Megan had asked me who chose. I didn't remember. So, so The Town, directed by Ben Affleck, starring Ben Affleck and a host of others.
It was directed by him? I didn't know it was directed by him.
Yeah, it was directed by him as well.
That's why his acting was so
So let's vote real quick. Let's do the votes, and then we'll get into the specifics. So count of three. This is simply if you're on the side of liking this movie as a whole or disliking it. 1, 2, and 3. Oh man! All right. Here we go again. Well, once again, I pretty much stand the same. I mean, I think out of the 3 movies, I would probably say I enjoyed this one the most, probably just because, you know, people got shot, I guess, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like, yeah, out of the 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I do remember a pretty iconic shot I remember seeing on the preview when I first saw it, the preview a while ago, with him like riding past with the gun and the mask, the whatever. Like, I still think that's like a very, very dope shot. But nonetheless, yeah. I mean, I'm on the side of liking it, but you know, I'll give my discrepancies later. So, yeah, Maggie, we can start. Oh, go ahead, Dia. You got something?
Well, I was just gonna say some of the problems that I had with it was the fact that I really just didn't like the Boston accent. I felt like they were putting.
I felt like
they were putting. First of all, they had the Boston accent, and then Ben Affleck. Hey, just so if you didn't know, I got a shirt that says Boston on it. You know, I was like, oh my gosh, forget it, you're in Boston.
It was pretty bad.
But one of the
What do you mean it was pretty bad, Rudy? That's how he talks.
But it was, a lot of it sounded very like, and honestly, Lonnie, like I struggled with trying to decide if these were like legit accents or not, because like I know that is how white people in particular from Boston talk, like that.
That's how Ben Affleck talks. When you hear him talk in any other way, that's acting.
I understand that. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like Ben Affleck talking like his real Boston self sounds like Michael Blackson talking like an African. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's believable, but it's not like, you don't sound like you were necessarily born and raised there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like that convincing. Like, because when I hear like an accent in a movie, I'm always hung on to like the legitimacy of it. And to me, if that's how he really talks, then whatever. What I'm saying is that it just sounded very exaggerated at times. And with all the characters, not all of them, with just him and the nigga who shoot the arrows in the Marvel universe.
I think the problem for me is I was comparing it to The Departed, and so the Boston accents in The Departed, it seemed
I didn't see it.
so natural, you know, and this one it just didn't feel that natural. I disagree with Rudy about Hawkeye, but I don't know his name. Hawkeye,
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy, whatever. I felt like his
disrespectful. Jesus Christ.
Aren't you guys film students?
Jeremy, whatever. Like he gave you the name, and you still didn't care.
But I felt like his accent was. I felt like his accent was believable. But when it came to Ben Affleck, he was my real only problem with this movie. It just felt. He didn't feel. It just, I don't know. Maybe Ben Affleck is not that good in the acting.
To me, it was just all of because they were trying to make you understand that this was this town that was in Boston. Like, and I felt like I get it. We're in Boston. Like, I'm not gonna think about any other city. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to me, I felt like the accents were like, yo, sell this shit so they know this is like. And once again, if that's how they really talk, then whatever. It didn't ruin the movie for me. But I definitely hung on to it a little.
Did you guys ever see Good Will Hunting? Have you ever seen that movie?
What?
I never took the time to watch it.
Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
So, what did you think about Ben Affleck's accent in Good Will Hunting?
I don't remember his accent in Good Will Hunting.
Well, because it's exactly the same. So I was just.
You know what? If I'm listening to it right now in my head, it don't sound exactly the same.
I don't know.
It don't sound
either way.
The same.
Maybe why did you dislike this movie?
It was a guy movie.
It was.
Yes, it's a very penis-y movie for sure.
It's a very.
Wait, you didn't like the love story? I thought the love story was the best thing about the movie.
The love story, the love dynamics. I mean, if somebody want to bury some money in my garden, like, sure. That's cool.
The love story in this movie is the weak part of it to me.
Really?
And then I was a little confused with the baby mama. Whose baby was it? Was it Ben Affleck's
Not
baby?
his. No.
It was his brother's baby.
No, it was just I don't think they knew whose baby it was.
They never addressed it.
She was like the town loose chick.
But
I don't think
she was with the brother. Like, why was
she was with Ben Affleck.
Oh, she was with Ben Affleck, or she
the
wanted to
past.
be with Ben.
Right.
Okay. So the baby don't belong to none of the brothers.
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. To me, that was a more interesting dynamic than the dynamic with, the woman that works at the bank.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
you guys, so I think my favorite thing I chose this movie, and my favorite thing about this movie is that this is where Ben Affleck's career really like shifted. He went from the pretty boy, People magazine actor, dating Jennifer Lopez, and doing films like Geely and Jersey Girl and, Forces of Nature, doing like real like bad movies. He was a bad actor for a long time. People really did not have any respect for Ben Affleck. And then he made this movie, and then this really just like flipped the tone of his career. Now he's regarded as one of the top directors in Hollywood. He won an Academy Award for the next movie he made, Argo.
Actor.
Huh?
Said, notice you didn't say actor.
I mean, his acting isn't anything special, but it's not terrible like it was when he was at the beginning of his career.
Acting, you know what, Lonnie? His acting was so bad in this. It was just it's
what?
It wasn't like trash. Okay, I take that back. It wasn't trash, but it just wasn't good.
Why was it bad?
I didn't feel anything from him. He was just.
Oh, I felt like he played the character he was being, a very like tough Boston.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty convincing, very knowledgeable of different stuff or whatever. Like, I mean, I think he sold. I mean, you may not have just liked the character he played, but I think he acted the character.
The scenes where he was like dealing with when he was like talking to his father in prison, and when he was talking to the guy at the flower shop, and when he goes to Jeremy Renner and is like, we're going to go beat some people up and you can never ask me about it again. I loved that scene. That's so
that was
good.
A good scene. I like that scene too.
And just the him being, this movie required a lot of like physical acting, and he pulled it off great. I mean, the shooting was very realistic.
And to me, that's what made this the most interesting out of the three. Because even like Meggie said, it's a guy movie, and and not that I was, I wanted to watch it again. I wasn't screaming encore when it was over, but but while I was watching it, that is what, like, every time there was something dealing with one of the missions and whatever, and the different shootout scenes, like I thought all that was pretty.
And the setup scenes, good. And I love how he's the like cool one that like is like, I'm not going to do this. What about that guy that tucks his pants into his boots and acts like he's special forces? That was so good, man.
I mean, to each his own.
And the scene where he's like he knew that the FBI was surveilling him because of the little antenna on the back of the car. I love this movie.
I thought it was. I did think that was dope in the sense of, because I thought like them giving the illusion that the girl like was going to sell him out by saying that she was there alone with the police, but then she gave the little code about the sunshine or whatever. Yeah. Like, I thought that was pretty good. A pretty good little love story or whatever
in this movie. I have two favorite shots in this movie. One is right at the end of the movie when they're robbing the Boston Red Sox stadium. And he like looks down the hallway and you like kind of see the SWAT team, but you can't really see them. I loved that shot because it was just so great. And it's like, that's like, they were like camouflage, and Meggie's falling asleep at this very penis-y description. I love that scene. And then he just like dips his gun over the top and shoots the mirror. I love that scene. I thought it was like very, very hard hitting. The bullets really like sound like it really sounded loud. Like you were gonna lose your hearing. And also my favorite shot of the whole movie is when they're dressed like nuns and they've just escaped. They've just like gotten through the bridge, which was a great
and the police,
and the cop is just like,
I don't get paid enough for this.
that was a good scene.
For real, like, you better just leave that shit alone. Your ass
is like, where's my pay grade? Where's my pay grade?
Love that scene.
Yeah. We need more officers like that one.
Whoever picked the costumes was very good. The masks in the beginning were very like intimidating and scary, and then those nun masks with the hollow eyes, and they just gave it this like feel. I thought it was a very well done movie. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite heist movies, Heat being number one. But, The Town is a very, very good bank robbing movie.
Are you going to give it a 10?
No, I gave it an 8.
You never showed us your number, so I was waiting. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, the action of it, I thought was dope. Like all the action scenes, the shootouts, the heist or whatever, I thought all that was good. Love story, man. I mean, you got to have, a chick in there as some type of. And I thought it was pretty. I thought the love story, in the sense of before it became a love story, I thought it started off pretty good with like him having to go back, and she seen the Boston tattoo on the neck. I thought that was going to be more of a, but they kind of just, after that one little scene, he they hit it. It wasn't really like a big thing after that. So I thought it was going to play anymore. Go ahead, Megan.
Was there ever a sex scene in this movie?
Yeah.
Blake Lively has sex with him in the beginning.
There were 2 sex scenes.
Oh.
There's one in the beginning and then one where he asked the girl to go to the bedroom with him.
I don't remember the one in the beginning. I remember the second.
Maybe that's why this movie didn't.
The one in the beginning is when he slept with the friendly girl.
With Blake Lively.
Who's the friendly? I don't.
Was it like in the bar or something?
The one who has children.
There weren't any.
I love how cool was that tattoo though. By the way, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish with the bag and the gun. I thought that tattoo was awesome.
Oh yeah.
If you're an Irish bank robber, that's the tattoo to get.
No, for sure. No, D, I would have to go back and watch it. I don't remember the sex scene in the beginning.
If you want a female to watch a bank robber movie, you got to throw in some more passionate sex in it.
And we were talking about people that like do TV and then do movies. John Hamm was excellent in this movie. I thought he was very believable as the FBI agent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you.
You have no idea who that is.
No, I do. I would have preferred. Well, I don't know him like that, but I would have preferred if they would have switched. Like the guy who was the sidekick officer, I've seen him be the dick officer before. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he has more of the dick officer look. The other guy played it well, but his appearance looks more of the just the sidekick going along with the dick officer. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I like just off of strictly appearance, I would have preferred the switch, but I think he did a good job acting it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the other dude, he just his face looks more Dick Police. You know what I'm talking about? The shorter dude, the shorter older guy who had the So that was my whole thing. But yeah, I mean the talent was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was good. It was cool.
Yeah, it's not going to win any Academy Awards, but it was a good movie, enjoyable.
Yeah.
This is my kind of movie. I love a good like shoot 'em up action movie.
Very Boston, right?
Boston. All right. Well, anything else for the town?
I just want to mention that earlier Lonnie kept poking out his chest trying to shame me with his cowboy shirt, but
can we move on to the next movie before you guys start talking about sports, please?
Oh my God!
I'm just messing with you, Lonnie.
You just got over the man movie. Now you're trying to get man conversation going.
I'm trying to see if I have anything else to talk shit about, but I don't.
You guys, bring me back in. We're doing some estrogen-filled content, okay? Crying, tampon.
Gotcha. All right. So last but not least, or maybe even least, or maybe least, 1BR. Does this stand for one bedroom? Is that what that's?
Yes.
Okay. 1BR, one bedroom. Director is David Marmor, Marmor. Starring Nicole Bryden Bloom or Bryden Bloom, and a host of others. What'd you say?
Meggie, I just want you to know you're the second person on this podcast who actually brought us a cult film, or a film about cults. So,
oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that
so
bad as well. So don't worry.
Count of three. Let's give us our thumbs up and thumbs down. 1, 2, and 3.
Why did you like this movie? What did you like?
Because I related to it, people.
Please tell me out.
You got nails stuck in your hands?
Huh?
You got nails stuck in your hands?
No. My first experience in LA with Scientology.
Oh, okay.
And that resonated with me because I was like, oh my God, that could have been me.
Makes sense then. Okay.
That's why I liked it.
The only thing I really related to this film about is when my wife Shania went overseas to France for school. I was left here all alone, and I was like hearing a bunch of weird noises in my house. Turns out it's just my cats, but it's still scaring shit out of me.
Yeah. I just liked it because it was LA. It's an LA movie. Obviously, it's done in like fucking West Hollywood or some shit like that. I don't know where they shot it at, but it just was really LA. Like I was like, oh, this could definitely happen to anybody. in some aspect or less.
For sure. I mean, I think I just found myself when it came out to this movie just not caring more than anything. I don't think it was necessarily unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? Like I understood the whole cult thing, left this whole, fucked up family, got a new family, whatever. They burnt their cat, pretty extreme. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know if the whole nails to the wall was some relation to like a crucifixion type of thing or
yes, it was.
Whatever.
That was the last movie I saw, and I couldn't think of another movie. Simple. Just as a defense, I didn't.
No, I mean,
there wasn't no depth to this movie. I just because that was the last movie I saw.
Had you seen it before, Meggie? When you picked it, had you seen it before, or this was when you watched it for the first time?
No, this was when I watched it for the first time.
Okay, thank God. All right.
We didn't go back to it. Yeah, no.
So
no, like I said, I just wrap mine up real quick. I was just gonna say, like for me, I just think I just didn't care. Like when I was watching it, I don't know if I ever picked up on like what the genre necessarily was supposed to be. I understood the cult thing. I understood.
It was supposed to be.
Okay,
it wasn't, but it was supposed to.
Yeah, it wasn't scary at all. But I think that like I said, I understood it. I do get that stuff like that happens in LA. I didn't know if it was necessarily Scientology or whatever, but I knew it was a cult thing. I knew that.
Wait a minute. Did you say that stuff happens like this in LA? No, it doesn't. This is not happening in anyone's house.
Not to that extent, but I'm saying like there's cults in LA. Like,
well, there are cults, of course. There are cults everywhere, but like,
right. I'm not saying that. That's it. I mean, that's just like to say, like with Nightcrawler, like I don't think there's necessarily guys out there with a camera dragging dead bodies into the frame. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I disagree. I think that.
But that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm saying. But at the same time, you disagree with that extreme. But you don't think that there's somebody moving to LA, a female by herself, and getting trapped into a cult? That definitely happens. That's what I'm saying.
I think they're getting trapped into a cult, but I don't think they're like it's an apartment. Like I don't know. This movie was not grounded. But I'm saying. I mean, when it comes down to it being locked into an apartment, like we won't let you outside the gates until you conform.
Right.
Is it? I mean, whatever. It's a movie. It's some type of embellishment. But I'm saying that the realism of this happening to a girl who moves to a city by herself and getting caught up in whatever when she didn't intend on it and doesn't have the power to fight back, definitely can happen in whatever form or fashion.
If you guys know about Scientology, then yeah, this does happen to people. They get locked in the complex. You guys know the Scientology building in LA, the purple building.
It's a lot of.
I came here LA 3 years ago. Maybe a week into it, I was introduced to Scientology. I went to the meetings. I bought the books. Went to the classes, went to the convention, and then I was like, "Oh my God, this is a cult!" And then I stopped.
No, there's a specific building that I'm talking about, Rudy. It's purple and it has the big Scientology thing on it. Mm-hmm. It's like their first headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stories of people having to like call, a car to like wait outside, and then they make an escape, and they have to like and peel off and escape from that building. There's a lot of stories about that stuff, right? And having to like leave their kids behind and leave their family behind and shit like that. So yeah, I mean that does happen, but this movie was so like, it was so thinly veiled. It was so like they're trying to. It was so. This might be the worst movie we've seen on the podcast.
I got to think about that. Hold on, I got to think about that.
It's between this and the Five Bloods, but this is probably the worst.
The Invitation might have been worse, man.
The Invitation? Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. See, it was so bad, you put it out your head.
Invitation, 1BR, Five Bloods, and
why did y'all like Five Bloods?
And which one? What was the other one?
Beats,
yeah. Beats was better than this.
How you gonna put Beats in this fucking category?
No, I'm not saying it wasn't better than this. I'm just naming all the trash movies. Anthony Anderson.
What the hell?
Yeah,
bro, don't even put Beats over here with that. Beats is far above this movie.
Yeah, Beats gets a 4.
Fuck you and fuck you.
Like I said, this movie just wasn't. I mean, it just wasn't it. Like I just wasn't really that interested. I was waiting for it to be over with.
See,
I just generally didn't like it.
When I was watching this movie, I actually thought this was about someone who wrote this movie, the person who wrote this movie. I thought they had a bad neighbor and was thinking like, how can I kill this person? Because the neighbor, they came in, killed her cat. Like, oh, some people are allergic to this. I'm like, somebody had a bad neighbor and was like, this is the shit I'll do to them.
The writing, the acting, the cast, it was so bad. There was not one redeemable quality.
I don't think she wasn't even sad enough to find her cat burning in the oven. You know,
it didn't even look like a cat.
Right?
It looked like a piece of bread
is burning. It's burning in the oven.
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
and why isn't it? What did they kill the cat before they put it in there?
Brother,
the cat was in there alive. It should.
They should have killed this script before they put it on screen. That's what they should have did.
When I see this movie, I get highly encouraged about my movie because my movie is bad.
No, for sure.
Well, that's good then.
I'm willing to put out some ass at this point. Now that I know this movie made it.
Right. Like,
just get it out there. All right. If 1BR can make it, goddamn it.
Contact this production company and be like, hey, look, I know you lost money, goddamn it.
You know what's funny is I bet Rotten Tomatoes gives this such a good score.
No, I doubt it.
I bet it does. I bet the critics love this piece of shit.
I doubt it. I doubt
So,
it.
Maggie, real quick before we wrap this one BR up, just outside of you having the connection with just the whole the realism of it, was there anything else that was good about this film in particular?
I like the best friend or the sassy Latina.
Okay.
Anything to do with the story? What was?
Oh no.
So, what did you think about the story and the plot?
She liked the Latino Gabrielle Union of the movie.
Yeah. But no, I know it was a bad movie. Listen, Scientology almost got me, so I was like, oh wow, this is very similar to what could have happened.
Sure.
You know how this movie should have went? This movie should have started at the end where she got out of there, shot a couple people, and then she find out this is a whole neighborhood of this, and it should have been like have you seen the movie The Warriors? Okay, Alani, you may know what I mean. It should have been like that, where she should have been able to get to safety, going through all these buildings. So in The Warriors, this gang has to get home safely to their territory, in the midst of trying to escape. So it should have been like that. And that would have been, because at the end I was like, oh damn, it's a whole neighborhood of people, because all the red lights started flashing. Damn, that's crazy. And then the fact that she just stood there laughing and then started running. And what was the fifth walling up part? What was that about? I didn't know.
She's gonna fight and she's not giving up.
The red lights, to me, I think was the only good part about this movie, in the sense of, because it wasn't just about it just being a neighborhood full of them. Like, it was like almost like they were representing like a company or whatever. So it was almost kind of like showing, even if you want to take it to the cult part, you can. But even if you want to lighten the load on the cult per se, but even just showing the control that the system, if you will, you know what I'm saying, has, and how, you could try to move to somewhere else, but like eventually you're gonna get got. You know
We're
what I'm saying?
everywhere. That reminded me of The Purge, the last scene.
Yeah. That was I think the ending. Usually most movies we watch are good and have shitty endings. This one was terrible and had a good ending.
You're welcome.
The ending was the best part.
It was the only good part, not just best.
It's just like The Invitation. The Invitation.
What was the invitation about? I feel like I saw that.
The Invitation was bad from start to finish.
They got invited to a party which was going to be their death.
Issa Rae and the other guy? Was it that one? No?
It was nobody you.
Okay, well.
No.
It's
No, you're thinking Issa Rae and that Middle Eastern guy, comedian, whatever. That's something.
That was a funny movie. I like that movie. I forget what it's called, but that shit was funny.
Yeah. No, the Invitation is not a comedy.
Date or something like that.
Yeah. Blind Date or something like that. That shit was funny to me.
Should have picked that one. Let's pretend I picked that one.
Go a whole show.
This should have been called One BS. This is a bunch of bullshit.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's cool.
Not at all. It happens. At least you didn't see it before.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you didn't make it either. You know,
right?
It's not you. You didn't know. All right, cool. Well, let's play this game really quickly. Just to show you how bad these movies were this week. There's only one of them that actually has the budget and the box office available. One BR doesn't have a budget or a box office, so that's strictly Rotten Tomatoes guesses. And then First They Killed My Father has released the budget, but it didn't no box office.
No, there wasn't a box office. It was released on Netflix. It was a Netflix presents.
That's fine.
I don't think that's true, because it was they sent it in for they nominated it for best foreign language.
Yeah, I think it came out like maybe just overseas or somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
it must have had an international release, because the Academy Awards wasn't accepting Netflix movies for a long time. They are now, but they weren't accepting them back then.
Gotcha. All right, so let's start with First They Killed My Father. So this, like you said, this has a budget but no box office. So once we get to the box office, we'll just guess the Rotten Tomatoes scores. So for the budget for First They Killed My Father, what do you think they spent to make this?
$20 million.
$20 million from Lonnie.
I'm gonna go with. I guess I'm gonna go with 50.
50,
5-0.
I'm asking, are you saying 15 or 50?
Yeah, 50.
50, okay.
I'll say, you said 20, you said 50. I'll say 30.
50, 30. All right. It actually was 22 million. 22 million.
Maggie,
Lonnie,
you'll learn because I'm Jewish that I'm very, very good at this game.
Yeah.
Well, I just piggyback off your answers.
And I make that joke every single week because it remains true. I'm
It
very good at
remains
this.
true. It does.
Good to know.
All right. Now with the Rotten Tomato score, so we have audience and critics. So what do you think the audience gave first? What percentage? Rotten Tomatoes.
72%.
Damn, Lonnie,
72?
I was gonna say that. You son of a gun.
You
I'm
can
going to say 75.
You have the same answer. We want 72 as well?
I'm gonna go because I feel like the audience didn't like it because it was too long. Well,
You know, there are plenty of people in the world that can watch a long movie with subtitles, DA.
I'm gonna go with 80.
I'm not one of them, but
Well, you know, just before we finish, you know, American movies are a certain way, but the rest of the world watches movies much differently from us.
For sure.
You know, if you watch a movie like Roma, you can kind of see it. Like they don't need action, they don't need sex.
Right.
Well, they do like sex, but they don't need the same things that we do. It's different pace.
For sure.
I'm gonna go with 80.
80. You said what you say, Maggie?
75.
75. And you said what, Lonnie?
72.
72. Right. Actually, dang it. DA hit it on the head. It was 80% for the audience. And then the critics, what do you think the critics gave it?
I think they gave
87.
87.
92.
92. 90. Lonnie got it on the head. 87%.
Wow, you guys
you guys are getting good at this.
I mean, we do this every week, so we're getting better.
That's true. All right, so let's do one. Let's go ahead and do one BR. Get them out of the way because all they have is just the Rotten Tomatoes. So for the audience, what do you think they gave? What score do you think they gave one BR?
30.
55.
55.
I'm gonna go with like 30.
30.
50.
50. They actually gave it a 57%.
Damn.
Lonnie's
I think they like this movie.
Lonnie's still shooting good from the field. All right, what do you think the critics gave it?
Oh, I know the critics gave this such a high bullshit score. I'm going to say they gave it a 90. I'm going to say the critics gave this a 90, this piece of shit.
I'm gonna go with
This is how you know you can't trust critics. Watch me be right. Let's see.
I'm going to go with 48.
48, okay.
75.
75, 90, and 48. All right. It actually was an 86%.
Rotten Tomatoes is a piece of shit website. Don't watch it. Review it yourself, folks. Don't ever listen to Rotten Tomatoes. This is a piece of shit movie. 87. And they gave JoJo like an 11. Get the fuck out of here.
They gave Jojo Rabbit an 11?
Joe
Dirt.
Oh.
Oh, all right. And then last but certainly not least, we got The Town. What do you think the budget was for The Town? Excuse me.
I'm going to go with 50.
$30 million.
30 million?
I said 50.
50?
32.
32.
Well,
Meggie got closer just because she was playing Price is Right, but it was actually 37 million. So playing off of Lonnie's hand, she technically got closer.
It's a good strategy. It's a good strategy to have.
And then what do you think The Town made in the box office?
$150 million. Because I was actually in Europe when this movie came out, and it was all over Europe. So,
Gotcha. 150.
A lot of advertising, big release.
$155.
155.
What year was this?
2010.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 170.
117 or 170?
170.
170. Okay. So it actually made, Lonnie was the closest, 137 million.
Damn, I was gonna say 120. That man.
I'm still closer. I'm still closer, DA. So it doesn't matter.
Still close.
No, you said 150, didn't you?
Yeah, and she went 155. And
if I would have said 120, I would have been closer because of.
You sure? You might want to check that math, my friend.
You went over, Lonnie.
This isn't The Price is Right. We're doing close.
All right. So dope, man. Yeah, that's our 3 movies. We'll pick some, hopefully a better selection this week. Maggie, give us what you got. Your Instagrams, plug yourself.
You can follow me on the. I'm gonna do what he's doing. You gonna do it digitally? You gonna edit it in, or we gotta do that?
I mean, Lonnie just. I don't know what Lonnie does.
Yeah, you can do both.
Lonnie just does his own thing and is super cool, and everyone loves him. But if you want to do that, you can do that too.
Lonnie has his own dunk contest scorecards.
Yeah.
Follow me on Instagram.
Megums.
Megums.
At
Website
Meggie.
is my name, Meggie, Meggiea, Cherilus, CHERILUS.com.
LUS. It's like a cheerleader.
MeggieCherilus.com. YouTube. Spa.
Spa.
That's MMMSPA.
Anything else?
That's it.
That's all I got.
Gotcha.
I'm only gonna put one on there. So which one do you want?
Or on my website.
You gotta choose one.
You should say the website. Oh, website. Okay, Megum.
Yeah, put Megums.
All right.
Cool. Lonnie Cox, you got anything coming up you want to promote, or just your IG?
I've been shooting some videos. I'm gonna be doing jokes on my Instagram. So once a week, expect some new material out there. Getting back on stage. I'm filming some skits. Got some momentum going finally in 2020. So definitely happy to get that going.
Amen. Shout out to momentum.
Good shit. Daryl, D.A. Henry.
Printed out my lookbook. My business plan, as you can see. Oh man, look at that shit. Oh, it looks so beautiful, don't it? Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at her eye.
Looks like one BR.
Hell no. Look at this. Look at this.
This is one BR2.
DA, I'm very interested
two
to
BR.
see this, but I can't really see much of what's happening in there. Is that available like online somewhere?
No, because it will be. But next week, or I guess this week, because Sunday is the beginning of the week, I'm going out. All you producers, all you production companies, I'm going out and I'm making you take this. And you're going to look at it and you're going to say, oh my gosh, I'll give you however fucking much you want to. But
go make that magic.
But yeah, that's what I got going on. Printed out like 6. I printed out like 6 copies of those. 8 actually. Only came out to like 150. Really nice. Staples, get it done.
I actually can't wait. I can't wait till your movie comes out so we can roast it on this podcast. We can on the count of 3, thumbs up or thumbs down.
You know it's gonna be funny.
I give Redlands It's
gonna be funny if you guys enjoy this shit. Like, damn, Daryl, you did your thing.
No. I'm planning on enjoying it, man. I'm just teasing you. No, I think it's gonna be dope. You've been working real hard on it for the longest. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see that ship keep it moving. Yeah, RudyComedy.com for me. That's it. You can follow me there. On my Instagram and YouTube stuff is all linked to that shit there, and I pay for it, so that's why I plug it. And that's pretty much it, man. Dumbass Film Students, we're here every single Thursday on YouTube. No Life Boys Productions, NOLIFEVOYZZZ Productions. Maggie, we appreciate you, man. If you ever want to come back, feel free. We always have reoccurring guests. Not always, but a lot of times we've had them. If there's ever a movie that that you see that you want us to watch and come talk
No,
about it, just shoot.
We gotta examine her movie first.
That's true. That's true. You can come back. You can come back.
We gonna watch some Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids is funny. I'll give you that one. Bridesmaids is funny. Okay. When she shit in the middle of the road, that shit was.
I'll try and find some female funny content for you fellas.
That works.
Cool.
That works. We already watched. It's not comedy, but we've already watched Set It Off. So you if you see that on Netflix, you got to skip past it. But majority of the other ones should be pretty wide open. So
cool.
Let us know.
Great.
Dope, man. Well, if there's nothing else from you guys, that'll be it, man. Check us out every week. We got this bitch.
Cool. Great.